Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paripurajaka Ashto Turasri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Tham Ki Jai Navadip Tham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamana Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody to Caitanya Charitamrita reading with His Holiness Jayādvaita Swami. It is Thursday, January 8th, 2026. We're beginning with Caitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 17-302. And also I have a reminder to use large font when possible so we can read the text in the chat.
Okay.
Would you like to begin?
All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tihas Sham Vamshimukho Gopa Bilashi Iha Gouda Kavudvija Kavuta Sannyasi. In Krishna Lila, the Lord's complexion is blackish. Holding a flute to his mouth, he enjoys as a cowherd boy. Now the self-same person has appeared with a fair complexion. sometimes acting as a Brahmin, and sometimes accepting the renounced order of life. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadhati Shapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Pradijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindho Pyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, let's fix that. We've been hearing about the different mellows or emotional relationships shown by the Lord and the members, especially of the Panchatattva. And now the discussion is going to continue. Oteva apane Prabhu Gopi Bhavadhori Brajendra Nandane Kohe Prananata Kori. Therefore, the Lord himself, accepting the emotional ecstasy of the gopis, now addresses the son of Nanda Maharaj, O master of my life, O dear husband. She Krishna, She Gopi, Parama Birod, Achintya Charitra Prabhur Ati Sudurbhod. He is Krishna, yet he has accepted the mood of the gopis. How is it so? It is the inconceivable character of the Lord, which is very difficult to understand. Purport. Krishna's accepting the part of the gopis is certainly contradictory according to any mundane calculations. But the Lord, by his inconceivable character, may act like the gopis and feel separation from Krishna, although he is Krishna himself. Such a contradiction can be reconciled only in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he has energy that is inconceivable, achintya, which can make possible that which is impossible to do, akata katana patiyasi. Such contradictions are very difficult to understand unless a devotee strictly follows the Vaishnava philosophy under the direction of the Goswamis. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ends every chapter with this verse, Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jar Asha Chaitanya Caritamrita Kohe Krishnadas. praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Let's tick this off. In a song by Narottam Das Thakur, it is stated, Rupa Raghunatha Pade, Haibe Akuti, Kabe Hama Bhujabashe, Yugala Piriti. Conjugal love between Radha and Krishna, which is called Yugala Piriti, is not understandable by mundane scholars, artists, or poets. It is simply to be understood by devotees who strictly follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis. Sometimes so-called artists and poets try to understand the love affairs of Radha and Krishna, and they publish cheap books of poetry and pictures on the subject. Unfortunately, however, they do not understand the transcendental affairs of Radha and Krishna, even to the smallest degree. They are simply meddling in a matter in which they are not fit even to enter. So Shri Krishna Shri Gopi, Paramabhi Road, it appears contradictory that the same Krishna has accepted the mood of a gopi. How is it possible for the lover of the gopis to be in the mood of the gopis? This appears contradictory. But for the Lord, Prabhu, that which is inconceivable and difficult to understand is still possible to understand. One has to understand under the direction of the Goswamis, by the grace of the spiritual master. And it's only then is it possible. But the cheap devotees think that they can understand it without undergoing the devotional process, without adopting the devotional process, without following the footsteps of the acharyas. They just take it as a subject matter for their free speculations and free artistic expression. But they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand who Krishna is. They don't understand the loving dealings between themselves and Krishna. They just imagine something from their limited experience in this world, and therefore they're making a great blunder. Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How do such people go so far off from the authentic teachings?
They don't value the accepted teachings. Either they've never heard them, or they've never paid serious attention, or they've heard just the speculations of professional reciters or of other unauthorized people. And so, according to their association, according to who they've heard from, according to their own desires also. But before we even get to that point, yeah, I lost my thought. I'm sorry. But because they don't hear one way or another, they don't hear from the authorized acharyas, and therefore it's difficult to understand. To ordinary vision, it appears like ordinary stuff. We're accustomed to seeing things in terms of our own frame of reference, our own notions. And that's how we'll will approach Radha and Krishna, gopis will think, yes, their business is like my business here. Maybe he's a little better at it. But we won't understand the transcendental nature of Krishna, the glories of Krishna, Janma Karma Chame Divya, that we have to understand from devotee. Is that okay?
Thank you very much. Naveen Prabhu writes, sometimes we seem to point out philosophical inconsistencies, such as with Mayavadis. If one, this is in quotes, if one is actually God, then how could he forget? But what if they were to reply that it is simply inconceivable?
Yeah, they can reply that, but it will have limited value. One thing is, yes, it will have limited value. Yes, it's possible, anything's possible, but there's only so much of that you can do. If everything is inconceivable, and that's why everything is just explained in that way, oh, this is inconceivable, oh, that's inconceivable. After a while, an intelligent audience will say, then what am I sitting here for? It's all inconceivable. They can't explain anything really, except that it's inconceivable. And it becomes stuck. I hope that helps. Oh, Krishna.
Saraswati Maharaj writes, oh, Naveen Prabhu wrote, thank you, Maharaj. And Saraswati Maharaj, pranams Param Puja Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas. If it's true that one should only read or hear about Krishna's pastimes, which corresponds to their own level of spiritual advancement, then is it acceptable that neophytes are reading Caitanya Caritamrita, which is most advanced, containing most intimate pastimes of Krishna?
If we only read that which corresponds to our own level of spiritual advancement, we'd never read anything. But I understand it means that which is meant for people of our level. Yes, but Prabhupada allowed, yes, you can read higher than your level, but then it has to be grounded. It has to be grounded. And it should be only with the permission of the spiritual master. If I'm going to go to hear the higher topics, I should have the permission given by my spiritual master. Not that I just whimsically think, oh, I'd like to talk about this, I'd like to talk about that, I'd like to hear about this, I'd like to hear about that. It should be authorized by the bona fide guru. So the guru may sometimes allow, yes, or may restrict. We've heard that the followers of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur were told that, yes, you can read Ramananda Samvad, but not discuss, especially the later, more confidential topic. You can read, but don't discuss. And the rest you can discuss. But these few places where it's very high subject matter, we won't discuss. So, yes. I hope that answers the question.
Very much. Follow up, you mentioned that we need to be grounded if we were to venture into that literature. I think it needs to be grounded, you said?
Yeah, grounded means that this literature should be approached, first of all, by people who are following the four regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna regularly, and engaging in devotional service according to the uh, direction of the Shastras or the Goswamis. If we're not engaged in the process, we're not really going to understand very much about Radha Krishna. We can make a show, we can write a dissertation, but we won't actually understand. So we have to be grounded by performance of devotional service in other areas. Hearing is also devotional service, but the other activities should be performed, kirtan and so on. And then we can hope that it will come to the right point. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
Nothing else? Oh, yes, something. Saraswati Machi writes, thank you so much, Gurudev. I understand now. So even if one cannot understand the subject, we can read with permission.
Yes. Yes. And Prabhupada emphasized not that we cram these things, but just like Prabhupada said, that when these topics come up, Krishna and the gopis in Krishna book, then I have to translate them, I have to explain. So it's not that we can never talk about these things, but under restriction as given by the spiritual master. Is that okay?
Very much. I have another follow-up. Is there an angle to see that hearing those topics are beneficial?
Hmm?
Is there a sense that the hearing of those topics in a grounded way is beneficial, even if one is far from that level of advancement, or no?
Even if one is?
Quite far from that level of advancement, although practicing.
Yes. If we hear in the right mood, then yes, it will be helpful. Yes, it will be helpful. But then how much more helpful will it be to follow the principles? To rise early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, and so on. Either living in the temple or living outside. People will definitely get some benefit by some contact with Krishna Katha, but the benefit will be so many times more if they hear from devotees. And then if there's some follow-up program, so much the better. Is that okay?
Murari Gupta Prabhu.
Hold on 1 second. I need to open a window or a door or something, because otherwise we'll run out of oxygen and I'll fall off the chair. Let's try this. Yes.
Murari Gupta Prabhu writes, when I was distributing Krishna book, I felt it was right because first, Prabhupada wanted it, and secondly, because Prabhupada explained everything.
Yes. And it's said in the Krishna book itself or in Bhagavatam itself that even those who are still affected by material desire, material consciousness, will benefit from hearing these narrations. Hare Krishna. We should continue, right?
Yes.
ite torko, iti torka, korikeha, na koro samshoy, Krishner, achincha shokti e matohoy. One cannot understand the contradictions in Lord Chaitanya's character by putting forward mundane logic and arguments. Consequently, one should not maintain doubts in this connection. One should simply try to understand the inconceivable energy of Krishna. Otherwise, one cannot understand how such contradictions are possible. Tarka pratishta, simply arguments, logic, won't enable us to understand Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Tarka pratishta. So one has to understand Krishna and his, by accepting his inconceivable potency. Hare Krishna. Achintya Bhuta Krishna Chaitanya Bihar, Chitra Bhav, Chitra Gun, Chitra Vyavahar. The pastimes of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are inconceivable and wonderful. His ecstasy is wonderful, his qualities are wonderful, and his behavior is wonderful. Chitra, Chitra, Chitra. Tarka Iha nahi mane ye durachar kumbi pake pache tar nahika nishtar. If one simply adheres to mundane arguments and therefore does not accept this, he will boil in the hell of Kumbipak. For him, there's no deliverance. Purport. Kumbipak, type of hellish condition, is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 5:26-13, wherein it is said that a person who cooks living birds and beasts to satisfy his own tongue is brought before Yamaraj after death and punished in the Kumbipak hell. There he is put into boiling oil called Kumbipak, from which there's no deliverance. Kumbipak is meant for persons who are unnecessarily envious. Those who are envious of the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are punished in that hellish condition. Someone else want to read a little bit?
Saraswati Maharshi, are you able to?
Text 308. Achintya kalo ye bhava natam stare kana yojayat prakrityabhya param yacha tad achintyasya lakshanam. Translation. Anything transcendental to material nature is called inconceivable, whereas arguments are all mundane. Since mundane arguments cannot touch transcendental subject matters, one should not try to understand transcendental subjects through mundane arguments. Purport. This verse from the Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva 5.22, is also quoted in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.5.93 by Srila Rupa Goswami. Text 309. Adbhuta Caitanya Lilyai Yahara Vishwasha Sejana Yaha Caitanya Re Padapasha. Translation. Only a person who has firm faith in the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can approach his lotus feet. Prasange kaile e siddhantere sara ihayena sune shuddha bhaktiya hatara. Translation. In this discourse, I have explained the essence of devotional conclusion. Anyone who hears this develops unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Text 311. Likhite granthera yadi kare anuvada, tabase granthera artha paye ashvada. Translation. If I repeat what is already written, I may thus relish the purpose of this scripture. Any comments, Guru Maharaj?
Yes, we're reaching the end of the Adi Lila, and so Raj Goswami is going to conduct a review of what he has discussed. Hare Krishna.
Would somebody else like to continue?
You're welcome to, if you would like.
Okay. Text 312. Dekhi granthe bhagvat vyasare achara, katha kahi anuvada kare vara vara. Translation. We can see in the scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, the conduct of its author, Srila Vyasadeva. After speaking the narration, he repeats it again and again. Purport. At the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th canto, the 12th chapter contains 43 verses in which Sri Krishna Dvapayana Vedas recapitulates Srimad Bhagavatam's entire subject matter. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wants to follow in the footsteps of Srila Vyasadeva by recapitulating the 17 chapters of Sri Caitanya Charitamrita's Adi Lila. Tate Adi Lila re kari paricheta ganana, prathama paricheta kailon mangala charana. Therefore, I shall enumerate the chapters of the Adi Lila. In the first chapter, I offer obeisances to the spiritual master, for this is the beginning of auspicious writing. Dvitiya paricheta Caitanya tattva nirupana swayam bhagavan ye vrajendra nandana. Translation. The second chapter explains the truth of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. Tenuta Caitanya Krishna Sachira Nandana Tritya Paricheta Janmera Samanya Karana. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, has now appeared as the son of Mother Sachi. The third chapter describes the general cause of his appearance. Tahin Madhya Prema Dana Vishesha Karana Yuga Dharma Krishna Nama Prema Pracharana. Translation. The third chapter specifically describes the distribution of love of Godhead. It also describes the religion of the age, which is simply to distribute the holy name of Lord Krishna and propagate the process of loving him. Chaturte kahilon janmera mula prayojana swamadhurya premananda rasa asvadana. The fourth chapter describes the main reason for his appearance, which is to taste the mellows of his own transcendental loving service and his own sweetness. Panchama Shri Nityananda Tattva Nirupana Nityananda Haile Rama Rohina Nandana. The fifth chapter describes the truth of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is none other than Balaram, the son of Rohini. Shashta Parichate Advaita Tattvare Vichara Advaita Achara Mahavishnu Avatara. The sixth chapter considers the truth of Advaita Acharya. He is an incarnation of Mahavishnu. Saptama Paricheta Pancha Tattva Akhyana Pancha Tattva Mili Yache Kaile Prema Dana. The seventh chapter describes the Pancha Tattva, Sri Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. They all combined together to distribute love of Godhead everywhere. Ashtama Chaitanya Lila Varnana Karana Eka Krishna Nama Re Maha Mahima Kathana. The 8th chapter gives the reason for describing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. It also describes the greatness of Lord Krishna's holy name. Navmeta Bhakti.
Just one comment that the reason for describing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, so this is the personal history of Kaviraj Goswami, how there was some disagreement in his house and how he was directed by Nityananda Prabhu to go to Vrindavan. Yes, Karen.
Guru Maharaj, can you just sort of remind me again that disagreement? Was it because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother didn't pay proper respects to Lord Nityananda Prabhu? I can't remember exactly the detail.
Yeah, then the Kaviraj Goswami said that if you're just accepting, the brother didn't give respect to Meenaketana Ramdas, who was a intimate associate of Nityananda Prabhu, and that indicated a slight to Nityananda Prabhu. And Kaviraj Goswami told his brother to have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that Nityananda Prabhu is like the half-hand philosophy. You accept the half that you like and not the half you don't like. It's better to become an atheist by rejecting both than a hypocrite by accepting one and not the other. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Rasananda Prabhuji, do you still want me to continue, or would you like to hand it over to someone else?
We can hand it over. Where did you just leave off?
Text 322.
Okay. Okay, I'll take over. 322. Okay, one moment. Okay. Navamete Bhakti Kalpa Riksera Varnana Sri Chaitanya Mali Kaila Riksha Aropana. Translation. The 9th chapter describes the desire tree of devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is the gardener who planted it. 323. Dasamete Mula Skandera Sakadi Ganana Sarva Saka Ganera Yache Pala Vitarana. Translation. The 10th chapter describes the branches and sub-branches of the main trunk and the distribution of their fruits. 324. Akadashe Nityananda Saka Vivarana Dradashe Advaita Skanda Sakara Varnana. Translation. The 11th chapter describes the branch called Sri Nityananda Prabhu. The 12th chapter describes the branch called Sri Advaita Prabhu. (325) Trayodashi Mahaprabhura Jama Vivarana Krishna Nama Saha Yache Prabhura Janama. Translation. The 13th chapter describes the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which took place with the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Okay, Naveen Prabhu, would you like to take it from 326, if you're available?
Sure. Chaturdashe Balya Lilara Kichu Vavarana Pachadashe Poganda Lilara Sankshepa Katana. The 14th chapter gives some description of the Lord's childhood pastimes. The 15th briefly describes the Lord's boyhood pastimes. Shodasha Parichede Kaishor Lilara Udesha Saptadashe Yovana Lila Kahilun Vishesha. In the 16th chapter, I have indicated the pastimes of the Kaishora age, the age prior to youth. In the 17th chapter, I have specifically described his youthful pastimes. E sapta dasha prakar adi lilara prabandha dvadvash dash prabandha tate granta mukha bandha. Thus, there are 17 varieties of subjects in the first canto, which is known as the Adi Lila. 12 of these constitute the preface of this scripture. Pancha prabande pancha rasera charita sankshepe kahilun ati na kailun vishtrita. After the chapters of the preface, I've described 5 transcendental mellows in 5 chapters. I've described them very briefly rather than expansively. Vrindavana dasa iha Caitanya mangale Vishtari Varnila Nityananda Aga Bale. By the order and strength of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has elaborately described in his Chaitanya Mangal all that I have not. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Lila Adbhuta Ananta Brahma Shiva Shesha Yanya Nahi Poya Anta. The pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are wonderful and unlimited. Even personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Sheshanag cannot find their end. Would you like me to keep reading or pass it on?
I will ask Venkatesh Prabhu, are you available?
Yes. What is the verse number?
Okay, we just read 331, so 332 now. You can read till the end of the chapter. That's all right.
Okay. I mean, probably someone else can take over because I'm not getting the verse on my phone directly right now.
Oh, okay. Guru Maharaj,
Jai
did you want-
Jai Angsha Kohe Shune Chaitanya Vachire Milibe Tare Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Anyone who describes or hears any part of this elaborate subject will very soon receive the causeless mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Kaviraj Krishna, blessings. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Dvaita Nityananda Shivas Gadadharari Jata Bhakta Vrinda. Herein, the author again describes the Panchatattva. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar and all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Yata Yata Bhaktagan Vaishe Vrindavane Namra Ha Shire Dharo Shavar Shorone. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the residents of Vrindavan. I wish to place their lotus feet on my head in great humbleness.
We have something.
Yes?
Murari Gupta Prabhu writes, it is noteworthy that text 316 says, the religion of the age is simply to distribute the holy name and not just chant the holy name.
Very important. Thank you.
And we have another. Venkatesh Prabhu writes, just checking, is it correct that Lord Nityananda directly instructed authors of Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita to write their books? It's a question. Is it correct?
Is it correct that Lord Nityananda Prabhu instructed authors of Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya to write their books? I don't know about Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Caritamrita, very clearly so. The history was told in the earlier chapter how Nityananda Prabhu ordered Kaviraj Goswami, go to Vrindavan, everything will be done there. And then in various ways, Kaviraj Goswami describes how he received authority to write this book, how the garland of the Lord was given to him, and so on. So the devotee doesn't just do things. When there's signs of Krishna's approval, when the spiritual master approves, when one is following the directions of the spiritual master, then the result will be achieved, not just whimsically. Hare Krishna.
Saraswati Mataji?
I was reading in the Vraj Mahima, and it said that congregation chanting of Krishna's name is equivalent of the rasa dansa of Krishna and the gopis. Both invoke in participants complete range of spiritual ecstasies, but one major difference is a practicing devotee may perform it, whereas the rasa dansa with Krishna is only for perfected souls. Hare Krishna.
Sri Swarup, Sri Rup, Sri Sanatan, Sri Swarup, Sri Rup, Sri Sanatan, Sri Raghunatha Dasha, are Sri Jiva Charan, Shire Dhori, Bandon Nitya Karan Tar Asha, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kahe Krishna Das. I wish to place the lotus feet of the Goswamis on my head. Their names are Sri Swarup Damodar, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and Sri Jiva Goswami. Placing their lotus feet on my head, always hoping to serve them, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, 17th chapter, describing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. So we've now ended the Adi Lila, achieved the end of this book, which we began many months ago, and we'll begin the Madhya Lila, the next section. The Adi Lila has been told. Well, the very important verses of the preface have been recited, and Kaviraj Goswami. Yes, okay. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, I'll stop there. Are there any questions at this point?
Should we do Kirtan?
So,
Okay, Pratipurna Mataji.
yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Many times it is mentioned, for example, in this verse, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ji says that he puts the lotus feet of the residents of Vrindavan on his head. So he's saying, I offer my respectful obeisances to all the residents of Vrindavan and wish to place the lotus feet on my head in great humbleness. But many times we see they may not be pure devotees, all the residents of Vrindavan. And there might be some demonic people also living in Dham. So how do we see these verses from the spiritual direction?
I'm sorry, can you just give me that same question one more time?
Yes, Maharaj. Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ji says that he is paying obeisances to the residents of Vrindavan and placing their lotus feet on his head. But all the devotees of Vrindavan may not be pure, and there may be people who are not devotees at all at present.
But he's in the vision of Kaviraj Goswami. Anyone in Vrindavan is worshipable. Even the Goswamis. Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo Priyo Karo. To our vision, he may be a Brajbasi, but he's a nonsense rascal. He's this, he's that. But it's said in the Nectar of Devotion that the residents of the higher planets see the residents of Vrindavan as having 4 arms. We don't see that. But still, we can practice something and try to see that, what is that? Yes, we should try to see that all of the residents of Vrindavan as fortunate recipients of Krishna's mercy. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
Saraswati Mashi.
Guru Maharaj, just following up on that same question, is it true that Srila Prabhupada said that even the animals in Vrindavan, in their next life, they are going back to Godhead?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, they're not ordinary souls. Shall we end here and have kirtan, and we can begin next week from Madhya-lila?
Krishna Kauteya Prabhu, could you lead kirtan, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Brahmanandi Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Purnamansa Pariprajaka Stotra Sri Srimati A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Jayādvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamana Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Holiness Jayādvaita Swami Ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Jaya.